North Carolina. Kaminsky hangs onto the ball despite the check there from Costabile. Jovan Miller thinking about a dunk, goes up high, and he scores! What a move by Jovan Miller out of Syracuse. The air gate. Wow. Kaminsky hangs onto the ball despite the check there from Costabile. Jovan Miller thinking about a dunk, goes up high, and he scores! What a move by Jovan Miller out of Syracuse.
I want to apologize to all my Q's people out there before I actually answer this question. So, no. I had absolutely no aspirations to be a Syracuse Orangeman at that point in my life. I actually wanted to be a Terp. Yes, a Terp. I absolutely loved Joe Walters back in the day. I loved watching him play. But I always wanted to get out of Syracuse. But my mom and dad pretty much convinced me that I should stay in town, and I'm actually really happy that I listened based on how my career has went. So, no, I did not want to be an Orangeman first. I actually wanted to go to the University of Maryland, and I ultimately decided to stay close to home so my parents could see me play throughout my collegiate career. Believe it or not, I actually was a better football player than I'm a lacrosse player. So up until I was pretty much in college, I played football and lacrosse. Football, I got a number of Division I offers to play safety. The only school that would let me play running back was Rutgers. And at the time, they said that I would be backing up a guy named Ray Rice, if you guys ever heard of him. So, yeah. Okay, I would have to say my favorite player of all time will have to be, I got to play with him in Ohio a little bit, Kyle Harrison. He's one of the few people who got me into the sport in the first place. Loved the man to death. He gave me a lot of really good advice going through the process and everything. And, yeah, he's a stud, absolute stud. So he's my favorite player probably growing up. Syracuse-wise, Sean Lindsay. That's my man. He was an absolute stud, too. So, yeah. Look, Mommy, don't get offended by this. I'd have to say my father has been by far probably the biggest supporter that I've ever had. When I first decided to start playing lacrosse, my dad was away on a trip in Cuba. He was student teaching. But as soon as he came back, I told him I was playing lacrosse. From the time I started playing in 7th grade up until my last collegiate game against Maryland at Gillette Stadium, he never missed a game. So I would have to say my dad has always been there. And my mom kind of joined on for the ride when I got to college. But it was my dad has been unbelievable throughout the whole process for me. He's always helped me out a whole lot, and absolutely love him to death for obviously being there for all those games, whether it be really, really hot or really, really cold. He's been there. Notre Dame, he's driven there. He's been a great supporter of me ever since I decided to pick up the stick. This is a very good question. I guess the best way to say it is it's been an experience. I'd say that much. It's been weird at times just because you're walking into a new locker room. Most of the guys already know each other, and you're kind of like that person who's just trying not to say anything or tick anybody off. So I would probably compare it to your first day of middle school, and everybody already has their friends picked out. You're going into a new situation. You have absolutely no idea where to look. So it has been very interesting. So I would have to say it's been an experience, but it also, you have to have a sense of humor about it. Because, I call it the Jovi sweepstakes this year. So, playing for 3 different teams in 1 year, I really didn't expect that. But at the same time, it's been what I call myself as a traveling salesman this year, just with all of the change. But if you have a sense of humor about it, I guess it's not that bad because at least somebody wants you. So regardless, I'm very fortunate to be picked up at one point by the Bayhawks, and then getting picked up by Ohio, and they're doing really well. It was nice to be a part of that, but it is what it is, and I'm enjoying Florida, and I'm also getting a whole lot darker. But it's been a great experience. But it's been very interesting this season just because of all the change. I think I like this question the best. In my free time, I love Netflix. So I have watched all this season pretty up until this point. I've seen all of the Blacklist. I'm working on Arrow right now. Um, I've seen all 4 seasons of Spartacus. Yeah, Netflix is where it's at. So I like to do a lot of Netflix. I love to shop. I like to go out and shop, and also I'm a gold member on eBay. I'm a Prime member on Amazon. So yes, I love to online shop as well. I loved going to trivia, and music trivia is pretty fun because I'm not very good at it, but it's always a good time with all my friends. And then there's normal trivia as well. So I go to trivia twice a week. Um, what else do I like to do? I like to walk and just think. And thinking is something I always do, but it's always nice to be in a park or something like that and kind of let the mind go a little bit. But I'd say my hobbies are pretty much that. I absolutely love to do those things. I love to travel as well, but I don't get to do that as much, obviously. But with the camp circuit and everything, I'm able to kind of see some new places and stuff. But I'd definitely say it comes down to Netflix. Um, yeah, it comes down to Netflix, trivia, online, and regular shopping, and an occasional something. Somebody will have an idea or whatever. But though I'm a pretty simple dude. Also, I mean, I'm like most guys ever in the world. I love to eat as well, so always down for a good meal. But yeah, I'm pretty generic, pretty normal. I think this is pretty easy for me. My parents. My parents have been married over 34 years, but they've been together and or fighting or getting annoyed with one another for for over 45 years. Um, so I've been able to see just about everything I can as far as um, what a good relationship looks like, um, the acceptance of other people. Um, I think another big thing is in my house my parents have had over 40 foster children. So I've learned the biggest skills, patience and acceptance. So it's very difficult for me to be out there and judge people based on the fact that I understand that everybody's different. Um, and I think that the main thing I got from my parents is just how they deal with when they're going through something. My dad doesn't seem to fret. He's always extremely positive. My mom's more of a realist. And I always like to say about my parents is, I'm not just Jeffrey and Delbra's son. I'm actually the best of both worlds. So I'm able to kind of, feed off of both of their, what I've learned from them and apply it to my own life. But, even when you're blessed with a lot of talent, if you don't go out there and go get it, then somebody else will take your spot. And there's nothing I've ever learned that was quite like that up until I've never had to learn that lesson just because my parents used to pretty much reinforce that into me all the time. So they've influenced me just from how I carry myself and my demeanor and stuff. But they've always emphasized being myself. And thing about it is my mom used to say it's okay to have enemies. So what I'd say to anybody who was a fan of me is that sometimes I'm going to say some things that are going to tick you off, but at least I'm not lying, and at least I'm not going to say what you want to hear. And that's actually the same reason why you love me too. And so that's my best. I think because of their influence on me, I think that they've really helped me, be this big personality that you guys see. But this is just me all the time. That's how I am at home, and I've been in Charlotte, North Carolina over 3 years. I'm still the same kid. I am very childish for the most part. Love to watch cartoons and be a fun loving dude. But yeah, you'll never have to worry about marketing yourself if you're just yourself. And they have been very influential in just I guess the perception, regardless whether it be good or bad. But yeah, I have to say my parents have they've been everything to me. I'd say, I think yes and no. Um, I'm more of a fan of Bad Boys, just because they don't really care about what people think and they actually mean it. I feel like most people, especially athletes, are more image conscious. So a lot of the people that most people dislike, I actually love. So I love Des Bryant or like Johnny Manziel. Those are guys that most people don't like, but I absolutely love because they're not afraid to be themselves. So I wouldn't say there was any pro athlete in particular that I wanted to be like, but I've always been more of a fan of people who are not afraid to be themselves, regardless of how it makes them look sometimes. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt, I guess. What's up? All right, stick setup. Wait 1 second. Special shout out to mm, mm, Frosted Flakes, people. Okay, so this is my baby right here. This is a Brian Clutch. As you can see, we got some Vumex. That's my roommate. Vumex mesh in there, and then we got the new Maverick Union shaft, as you guys can see, and the butt end is on point. So yeah, this is my baby. I've been using this, I think, since I got traded the first time. Since I guess we gotta specify which one, but yeah. But this has been pretty dependable. Special shout out to my man TJ Ragusa for stringing me up a piece. Yeah, but that's my piece.